We'll worry about it. Turn this light off. Oh boy. Hope everybody's still doing good. We'll talk about water. You know, we have water. I generally have access to water. Not on this particular job. Small job. And our water is, we have to ration it out. And I don't mean have anybody thirsty. It's just, if you leave it open, people will just grab it, take it home. And I've done the same thing. I mean, everybody does it. But water. It works. I just wasted about 2 gallons of water. Another windy, dry, dusty day. I apologize. Water, I mean, we take it for granted, you know. Label, they'll roll around in the cooler and the label will come off, and it's still water. The old bottle looks a little dirty. It's still water on the inside. Still good, but they'll throw it away. We take water for granted. I do every day. I just did. I just flushed the toilet for no reason. Turn the water faucet on. That water's gone. It'll probably go to a treatment facility, and then it'll be recycled and used, hopefully somewhere else. It'll go back in the ground after it's been, screened, filtered, and to where it can be irrigation, things like that. It'll be put back in the ground, and one would hope. I mean, the whole system, evaporation, condensation goes up, builds up, comes back down, gets water table, all that. That's how we have our wells. We drill for a well on some property. Hopefully you got water close, Water table, some are deep, some are high. We got spots out here, and believe it, in Montana, you can step in a soft spot, come back a little later, and there'll be water. Drinkable water? No, not really. I mean, it can be. It can be filtered. It can be, made to where it can be used. Eventually, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get some water to where it's potable or drinking water. I mean, it is a lot of work. Think about rainwater. Rainwater, man. Uh, when it rains, the West Coast, over in the West, bless their hearts. I mean, we need to pray for them because they're just in a full out freaking drought. Crops are going down. That's going to ultimately affect each and every one of us when we go to the store. So think about that. We take water for granted. Now, we're going to do a catchment system, like rainwater. If you'll look it up, there's a calculator. And I think, and I tried to copy and paste it, and I'm going to try to do that in the description. Rainwater calculator. Basically like say 100 square foot tin roof, or a roof surface. If it's channeled and guttered to a catchment system, 100 square foot, 1 inch of rain, you can get 75 gallons, maybe plus, gallons of rainwater. 75 gallons. I just went through in just a few, not even a minute, over 2 gallons. That quick. The flush of a toilet, whether it be a 1.8 1 gallon toilet and water efficient and all that, that's still 1 gallon gone. For whatever reason, get rid of waste. If you live in an RV, just say a travel trailer like I've got a 6 gallon water heater, and I can take a good shower and be comfortable in, a reasonable amount of time. So you figure a gallon a minute. So you got 6 minutes of hot water, roughly. That's, that's moderate. So when I'm in an RV, not only do I prep before I get in the shower, I turn the shower on, I get it a comfortable temp, I take a shower, I get out. Another reason I conserve water in the trailer is I've got 3 30-gallon tanks. 1 tank for the waste tank for the kitchen, 1 for the shower and lavatory, and then I have a black tank for the toilet. 30 gallons. It doesn't take long to fill up 30 gallons. Then you have to go through a process to get rid of it. I do the black tank first. I make sure it goes out while I'm running a little bit of water to kind of flush. I have a hose attachment. I can flush the black tank. So there, black tank. Then I do the gray one, which is a shower and lavatory, and I use that water to push out the black water. And then at the end of the trailer where the kitchen is, there's not much room before the drain. Typically open it up and it just flushes it on down the line and shut it up. But I do try to limit the amount of water I use in the trailer. I don't want to go out there every other day and just, generally when I go to a motel or hotel shave, the water runs all the time. I just leave it running, do shave, whatever, however long it takes. Take a long shower. Here I'll take a long shower. But what I do in the RV is I take a shower unless I get real dirty. I mean, my job doesn't. I don't normally get dirty. I take a shower in the RV every other day. You know, I do the bath wipes, I do a rag, I wash my face, you know, do all that, you know, because I normally don't get dirty to justify a shower. So, you got 100 square foot roof, you catch in rainwater, you get 75 gallons. Once, twice a week. How much of that water, say you use that water, you depend on that water. How much of that water are you going to use in a week? Probably every bit of it in the first couple of days. Whenever I wash dishes, I take a paper towel, or paper towel generally, and I wipe the food, excess food, off and in the trash. So, one, I don't get it, make a mess in the sink. It doesn't build up in my drain. Even here, I wash dishes. I wipe the bowl, I wipe the plates out, I wipe the spoons off, get everything off of it, and then I wash them. I don't want stuff in somebody else's drain. I don't want a stain or a mess in the sink. So I wash my dishes after I wipe them off. And that's less water is used at that time too, because soapy wet rag, wash everything, and then I rinse everything and put it up. Try to save water. So, if you have the ability, there's people, and I kid you not, that build lean-to, not very high, lean-to roof surfaces out of metal. And just for a rain catchment system. I did that down in North Texas when I had some property. I built a multi-purpose. It's kind of like a shed for the horses and what have you, you know, to get in out of the sun or the maybe come a hailstorm, rain, they don't want to be out in the rain, whatever. But I had that thing guttered and I had that thing run off. And I think it was 120, 130 square foot. Probably bigger than that. I think it was, no, it was 12 by 16. So do that times 12 by 16. And you got your square footage. And that surface, I had it to where it run into a trough and overflowed into another container, plastic container I used for them to drain. Didn't have to purify it or anything. Just, that was their water. And, you know, I got enough rain that occasionally I would have to take a water tank out and top them off, check them out, flush them out, things like that. But we take water for granted. You know? And we need to think about that as part of our preps. How can we use less when water is cut off? we don't have the power to run the well pump. Batteries go bad. We have a solar or a 12-volt system, and it goes bad. Something goes wrong with it, and you have to call whoever plumbing by, well, hey, maybe your sucker rod stopped up. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with a well. I grew up around them, so I do know how a well works. One thing you can do, what's that girl's name? She was on along, her and Dave Whipple. Can't think of her name, saved my life. They have a pump, and they hand, a drive system, a well, hammered it in. I watched the videos. It was cool. I really, really love watching that. But they have a pump. You might consider that part of your deal. Do you have a stock pond? Do you have a creek? Do you have a river? Have you ever thought about that becoming, something happened to it? Maybe it's contaminated. You got glowing green crap running down there one day, and you're like, I ain't touching that. Think about it. Don't take water for granted. And I'm telling myself that too, because we all do. We take water for granted, And it's sad when you really stop and think about it, how precious water is. This right here can do multiple things, include save your life. This one bottle can save someone's life from dehydration. Eye wash, flush a wound. We use water for everything in the world. Have you thought about firefighting? If you have a fire, do you have the capability to have a pressurized system to where you can do a first attack on a fire? Maybe somebody's coming, maybe they're not. Maybe a situation where there ain't nobody gonna be able to come. Fire trucks run off of fuel, fossil fuel. I don't think they got any smart car fire trucks out there. Think about that stuff. Do you have a way to administer water to a fire if you need be? Do you have fire extinguishers? Do you have fire extinguishers come in various forms? The ABC typically is your all-around fire. It's a powder. You also have, I think, is it D that, or whichever one of the wood and stuff like that, and paper, they have a water. And it's real simple. You get a water extinguisher. You can open it up once you use it. Open it up. Put the amount of water it suggests in there. Screw it back on. Make sure the seal is good. And then put some air inside of it. Pressurize it. And then you can use it and reuse it. But be careful what you put water on, because some things do not mix well with water, especially magnesium. You'll have a fireworks show. Coffee. Brothers, sisters, two right here. Think about that. Just something to think about. Do you have a water catchment system? Do you? I know a lot of places it's not allowed. So don't tell me you have a water catchment system if it's not allowed in your area. I'm just putting another seed to you to take it and run with it. And water. You gotta water your seeds, you gotta water your garden. What kind of water are you using? Are you using gray water from your sink in your washing machine? Shower? What kind of shampoo and soap do you use? Some soaps will kill plants. So, salt contents, alkalines, chlorines, base, acidic, whatever. Certain waters are not good for plants. So, are you able to utilize your everything but your black sewer water that needs to go into wherever it goes? But your shower, your washing machine, your kitchen sink, and use it. People run lines out in the backyard, that perforated line, and let their kitchen water go out. Keeps, beautiful green grass. At the same time, you need to clean those dishes before you wash them. And that sounds silly, but you need to wash. You need to clean them. Paper towel, wipe them out, and get it, that as good as you can, and then wash your dishes. And use a environmentally friendly soap. Dawn is one of them. I've got Ajax or whatever that soap is. Yeah. Most soap nowadays, detergents, are eco-friendly in some form or another. So, do your research. Are you in a place where you can divert your washing machine and all that? You have a septic system? Use your septic system primarily for your waste, your black waste, your black tank, your sewer. Use that septic just for that. And then maybe you can divert your other waters out there. Research your soaps and detergents. Make sure that's good for the environment and good for your plants, good for your yard, your garden, what have you. But fix it to where animals and things like that can't drink it. And I know that sounds kind of contradictory, but whenever the water goes into the soil filters as it goes down. Certain nutrients, grass and certain plants strive off of that. They'll be green as everything. So, my dad used to take regular Tide laundry powder, and sprinkle it over the yard. Water it down good. In the late afternoons, before, after it's gotten hot or whatever, water it down good. And I'm going to tell you, he had the greenest grass in the freaking county. It was just awesome because it had nitrogen. A lot of laundry soaps have nitrogen. That's what takes a lot of stains out of your clothes, it's the nitrogen. So, grasses, things like that. Yeah, pine trees. Yeah, they love that. So anyway, guys, I've talked enough. Water, don't take it for granted. And me included, let's try to conserve water. Not for only us, but for our future generations and our neighbors and our community and our country and Mother Earth. Conserve water. Take care. I want to do something. See y'all.